Alright guys, Kremp again today. Hope you're doing well and enjoying your day so far. One of the big drama storylines going into the upcoming season continued last night. Sib versus his former teammates on the New York subline as he was dropped from the team a couple of months ago. Then Cloud9, as they came in, decided, you know what, we're going to keep Sib around and we're going to drop the rest of the guys. Kismet is gone, Skyz is gone, back to Priestahh over at the Los Angeles Guerrillas Gentlemates for the upcoming season with Lynz. Effectively, a new attempt at the 2023 subliners roster instead of HyDra. But Sib and Cloud9 absolutely slammed them in a hardpoint scrim last night. Sib dropped an AC-130 on the map and was talking all kinds of trash. Very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. First of all, just thought this is interesting to note because we saw earlier today rumours that iLLeY's Challengers team is no longer a thing. Well, he's no longer with Fire, Flames and Ghosty. But he's still been playing Chals. Here's Drazah with TJ and Kremp against Spart, Hook and Inda. Now, just worthy to note here, as of recording this, we've not yet, got an update on whether this is actually happening, but I did say to you guys the other day that I would be intrigued to see whether Hook and iLLeY do decide to team up again. And, of course, their roster with Hook, Spart, what was it, Capsadil, and I think it was Proloot, right? Of course, they won, so it's kind of unlikely they're going to change anything. And I think the latest rumour has been, as of today, that iLLeY's going to be playing with Spart, Arcity and I think Johnny possibly is the team of 4 that they're looking for, which is a pretty nice team of 4 as well. But it will be interesting because obviously Spart, Hook and Inda spotted playing together here. Let's say, iLLeY phones up Hook and says, look mate, you really want to drop Proloot for me or whatever, and you get a Spart, iLLeY, Hook and Capsadil type team, because let's not forget as well that iLLeY and Proloot, they were playing for the same spot on OpTic a couple of years ago in Vanguard when Proloot was the iLLeY replacement when he did step away with a thumb injury, but obviously they were pretty still good online, but not so good on LAN. So yeah, just thought it was interesting, but I do believe iLLeY's got a new team ready to go in the Challengers side. This I thought was kind of funny here from Clay. K-Sun's making his road to top 250. He's made it to silver. So good work so far. Next up to gold. Road to top 250 solo. And Clay's like, look, when you need some in-game coaching at some point, when you get to platinum, let me know. I will be there to help you out. We've been putting these together over the last couple of days at Breaking Point, but I just wanted to have a look at this one because I think it's a fascinating season for OpTic Texas coming up. The league has never quite looked like this in terms of having 3 teams that on paper are stronger than anybody else. A big question on who's going to be the 4th strongest team, and also the fact that OpTic are now the reigning world champions. The last time OpTic were world champions, a very different roster, of course, but it was way back in 2017 with the Dynasty. The Dynasty has been cemented, Scump, Formal, Karma, and Crimsix. The next year, the game changed quite dramatically, right? It went from jetpacks to very much so a boots-on-the-ground title in World War II. And they were still okay, but they weren't as good at all. And of course, after a few disappointing results, they blew up the entire team. Formal goes to Luminosity Gaming for about 18 months. Karma was then sidelined for a while, of course, and there were plenty of dramas that happened that season behind the scenes as well. So what's going to happen this year with OpTic? Because the world champions historically, it's been very, very challenging to maintain that, right? We've talked about it before, the Champs Curse. The only team really to ever get over that was the Los Angeles Thieves when they won in Vanguard, and the next year they still won an event. That was also true for the subliners this year, but they did change their team, as we'll discuss here in a second. They did drop Priestahh of a Sib, so I'm sure technically they won another event after winning Champs, but it wasn't quite with the same roster, so some might argue the Champs Curse came for the team immediately after they won Champs, and they decided to make a roster change. But can OpTic be the first team to truly put the Champs Curse to bed? Because I think this year Shotzzy should be better than ever. I'm not sure exactly how good Pred and Kenny are going to be compared to how good they were last year. I'm very excited to see how Dashy gets on, because my feeling is that for this season he's more motivated than ever, really, having got, the victory at the World Championship, won another event last season as well. I think Dashy could go one or two ways. Either he's pretty happy with what he's achieved so far, or he wants to, start to build up a Formal-esque legacy, where he's going to go on and try and build a legacy of winning as much as he possibly can. So I think it's a fascinating season for OpTic. I would expect them to win at least something, given the state of the league. But if things do go wrong, what happens? Because we've seen similar things emerge in the past. Of course, FaZe, they had OpTic's number last year, but OpTic had their number the year before, and that's going to be a key storyline, to be fair, of the season. This was a pretty nasty clutch clutch here. Simp, Ghosty, and Havoc playing with what they called a random, and he was like, yeah, I don't know what we're talking about, a random. That was with Neo, and it was a very nice clutch indeed. I'll share that for you guys in a second. But I also wanted to share a couple of clips here, one of which from Scrumpy was finally on the ranked return yesterday, and I still think it's kind of remarkable how Scump can step away from competitive COD for quite some time and come back and still be like an absolute superstar level player. Like, in my mind, if Scump was to come back to the league today, he could still be a top 10 player, I think. And it's kind of ridiculous to think about that the biggest content creator, the biggest name in the scene, the biggest personality in the COD scene, could probably still come back and compete if they wanted to. Obviously, it doesn't make sense for Scump to do it, but yeah, I mean, here he is just absolutely raining havoc, of course, in ranked, but this is protocol. He's running around playing like Scump usually plays, hitting every shot. So, and of course, he's with an AR as well. Kind of interesting just to consider the current meta, the fact that Scump's on the AR here instead of maybe the Jackal, which is also a rather good gun. But this clip from yesterday was happening in pro play, in pro scrims, and it's pretty rare that you see scrim clips put out publicly, and to be fair, the Observer here could probably have done a better job actually showcasing the POV of Sib as he was getting all these kills. But I wanted to share this scrim, so here we are on Rewind, Hardpoint, and it is the Cloud9 guys scrimming up against the Bravo team, which is of course the new Gentle Mates Los Angeles Gorillas roster, Priestahh, Kismet, Skyz, and Lynz. And this is Kremp absolutely slamming them, but the man actually slamming up here at 29 in 12, you guys can just about see now 30 and 12, is actually Sib. I think very briefly it goes to Sib's POV in this one, but yeah, they were slamming them, he was slamming them especially, and it's a big cause of, well, rivalry really for the upcoming season, is the Sib versus, you know, Los Angeles Gorillas roster, because they were teammates on the New York Subliners last year. There was lots of drama that happens behind the scenes with getting that roster to the end of the season. Clearly last year they didn't get along. It was quite clear that there were problems. Here is Sib, a very brief moment. We actually do see Sib on a 15 spree at this moment, and yeah, he switches and you see him in a second start to call in the AC-130 after getting a couple of more kills. Now, to be fair, he could have gone for the nuke here, right? And he's absolutely slamming everyone, kills Skyz as well, and decides, you know what, time for the AC-130 to come in, gets another kill, gets on an 18 spree, and of course that's basically at that point game over, right? But this is one of those things that you see occasionally in respawn modes, in professional play, in top level scrims. I don't know what happened to your boy's PC at the end, by the way, he was recording this, because yeah, clearly the AC-130 was a bit too much to handle. But we saw this a couple of years ago with, was it Simp, who dropped like a crazy 20 spree in a scrim. We're talking back in like Black Ops Cold War though. So an 18 spree from Sib is pretty mega. To do it against his effectively former teammates that he had big drama with has caused a lot of talk last night.
Shot P2, bro. It's one shot P2.
1 point, 1 point.
On base, guys. Keep up, Zip.
Nice, guys. Start going in.
Stack in the trim, real quick.
Stack this.
Go. Mission the top house.
Be secure. Securing zone A.
3 in their base. Last three. One's going out. 2 going outer, 1 going in.
Low on lives.
You have flank outer, or I'm gonna stun it for you, Matt. Nice, Matt. Maybe 1 mid. I just stuck you in the fin.
Second shot.
Oh God, I swear it was way over your head.
Dude, that is a wild comm. I stuck you in the fin.
Nice, guys.
I love that shit.
Don't let up.
Holy fuck, brother.
Listen, there's one cooking burger. Two burger on me. I'll get burger. Guys, I'm gonna need spammed. Caution burger weak. Caution burger weak. Priestahh burger. Alright, last two. Burger, make sure we block.
Right time.
Last guy. Time is dead.
Nice job.
Burger again. 2 burger. One more. I died. One more shot.
I'll your burger alley. In your burger.
Lynz is going middle. He's gonna be blue.
One H1. Lynz hurt. One H1 mid. One's mid 100%. Burger as well, I think. I'm taking. I don't see H1. I'm playing for the deep left. Right back.
You got deep left?
I get top.
Deep left. I'm getting off Mack.
I only have deep left.
I'm looking for court. I'm looking for court.
Right at me, Lynz. One shot burger. Your deep left dead. Alright, Lynz is on hold.
No court.
That's in deep left again. Alright, Lynz is on court, Mack. I spawned back. I'm rubbing deep here.
Last guy was P3.
my windows.
Lynz was P3. Lynz was P3.
Call him an
AC-130. P3 dead.
Call him an
Call
AC-130.
that shit in. At the end of the game.
Wait a little bit.
It's closer.
They can't kill me. It's impossible.
I'm blocking the back right.
2P3.
P3 Lynz,
They're the
P3
fucking
Lynz.
best.
Yep,
Dead.
call it in. P3, one more P3.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go flank
you're
them.
in it.
I'm playing so dirty.
Yeah, court, go right now. Court. Nice.
After that live, call it.
You guys are beasts, bro.
Oh, yep, still can't kill me.
Oh my
I'm
god.
gonna just fucking call it in.
Kill me.
I'm just gonna fucking call
I'm
it
watching
in, bro.
Dante.
It might spawn the back
call
then.
it. Nah, yeah.
One's court, one's We court.
lost,
lost, bro. Give it up.
Call this shit in. Call this shit in. Back at me. Wait, old.
You kill me.
Soak.
Yeah, he's on the hill, bro.
Bro, it broke my fucking game.
Holy shit.
What the fuck, Dante? Good shit. You want a what? What'd you go on? 18?
So obviously Sib joins those guys for last season, replacing Priestahh. They talked about him being a packer punch and all this. And look, on paper, absolutely, is Sib a stronger, more talented player, you know, with more takeover potential? At this point in his career, I would say yes. But last season, they clearly didn't get along as well. There was drama behind the scenes that certainly started to get, you know, to boiling point at the end of the season, and it was quite a well-known thing at the World Cup in obviously Riyadh that Sib was not going to be on that roster any longer than the tournament. So he was expected to be dropped. He then got dropped on the 29th of August, shortly after Esports World Cup. He confirmed, I'm a restricted FA. I've been, you know, benched, dropped, let go, basically, from the team. However, then Los Angeles Thieves came around and they signed HyDra. And at that point, then Cloud9 had to make a decision as to what they did with their team, whether they kept Skyz and Kiz or whether they kept Sib. And that's when they changed their mind and they decided, no, Sib is the man to build around. He's the more talented player. We're going to get rid of Skyz and Kiz. And there was clearly some sort of drama. Look, is Sib the easiest guy to team with and get along with in game? Probably not. I think we've seen that in the past. But for whatever reason, there were problems with those guys towards the end of the year. Sib even tweeted this out then at the end of August saying, I always knew, kind of like I always knew that I was getting dropped or they were going to screw me. I don't know what the conclusion was. He then talked on stream about the fact that he doesn't have bad blood with them, but they may have bad blood with him. And, well, it's all kind of been going on. And then we get to a scrim where all of a sudden, you know, he's dropping an 18 spree on these guys on Rewind and he's talking trash, obviously, over the audio as well, saying these guys simply can't kill me and all this stuff. So, it's interesting. That new roster for the upcoming season of his, you heard Accuracy in the background as well, not playing but as a coach, saying, oh yeah, call it in and all this. But as you know, I like certain elements of the team, not so much some of the other elements of the team. You know, the SMG duo to me is still a bit of a question mark, but yeah, nonetheless, a impressive performance there from Sib in that scrim, and it's pretty rare that we see stuff like this publicly anyway. So it's always worth talking about, especially when there's some drama and rivalry on the agenda as well. So Accuracy even replies and says, L streamer not watching the guy on 18 spree, and Dash is like, how are we not watching the guy with the hot hands? And obviously pretty much all of the Gorillas guys, as they're going to be called unfortunately this year, were getting kind of slammed, and Pred was even in the reply saying that this is pretty funny. So yeah, looking forward to this rivalry. I don't think it's going to be going away for the upcoming season. Just a quick note for you guys as well. There's a few days left if you guys want to get involved in the fantasy drafting on Breaking Point. Get yourself a team, get a couple of your friends in, get yourself a fantasy draft for the season. You can have, I think, up to like 10, 12 teams in here. You can have up to like, you know, 8 players if you wanted, but you're going to run out of players at a certain point if you put too many bench options in as well. You can also choose to select just for Major 1 or for Major 2 or whatever, like that entire cycle, or you can just do a season keeper for the entire year. But very much interested in your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, take care, and I'll see you next time.
Winnable! Whoa! Whoa! Run!
It's stretch planted. It's push you out, but.
Oh no. And bomb defused.
Yeah. Oh! Oh my god!
There's no way out. 4 bullets? No way options ever, like.
What the DM.
Nah, that was
You're insane.
Wait, that was insane.
Wait,
why is Bro chasing up his zip?
he knew it was over. That was insane.